Okay. I'm working on a new setup, so let's hope. Let's hope this goes well. I think I need a stand for this mic, truthfully. But we're gonna rock with it. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Aphrodite. This is Aphrodite's house. I've got my fan going, so it's gonna take a minute to kind of get this going. So while I'm trying to light this in this pathetic, because I want to keep the fan going, today's reading is going to be about what you need to focus on energetically. I feel like a lot of us have been like putting our energy into the wrong things, especially now with all of the retrogrades going on. It's important that we kind of center our energy into one particular thing that our guides definitely feel the need to have us focus on. So, with that being said, we have 3 piles you can choose from. Pile 1 is going to be the key. So, keys, obviously, you can enchant them. They can unlock doors for you, hidden secrets, just things you need to know in general. We have the regular evil eye pendant for, necklaces. And then we have the evil eye bracelet. So take a minute and really connect to whichever sort of artifact draws you in, and whichever one you pick will be the start of your reading. And I am just gonna go ahead and jump right in. So if you chose the key, this is your reading. Okay. I'm going to start off with tarot, and then I'm going to move into some sacred geometry activation cards just for confirmation, and then I'm going to pull a Reiki card for you, or a couple, depending on what the guides have in store for you. So, what does pile 1 need to focus their energy on right now? Okay, I'm hearing healing the self, healing the self from within. Oh, so you got the Devil's card, which is heavily tied to addictions. Oops. The 2 of Swords. A lot of indecisions here. It seems like you kind of start part of the journey and then fall out halfway through. And then you've got the 10 of Cups. As you can see, this card likes to come out a lot. Happy home, happy family, emotional fulfillment is what stands to be greeting you at the end of the journey, should you continue to focus your energy on, that inner healing, letting go of what doesn't serve you, letting go of addictions. This could be anything from the need to constantly help people, the need to constantly heal people, the need to constantly be right, kind of creating these battles for yourself that technically don't exist. You could even be addicted to the stress and anxiety because you feel like it pushes you. Seven of Wands in reverse, the Hermit card, and the 5 of Wands upright. Okay. It seems like originally this is more of a King of Wands in reverse on the bottom of the deck. It seems like originally this is more of an internal, I don't even know if the whole frame is here. I'm going to actually put this here. So, I'm just adjusting the mic. To me, it kind of seems like what's happening here is this is more of an internal conflict that kind of ends up showing itself to be more external when you kind of fight with yourself and you fight with these truths that you know, and you would just prefer that they weren't truths. You create all this stagnation and kind of chaos for yourself. It's almost like you know that these particular situations are going to bring you stress, or these particular people are going to bring you stress. It's going to bring you to this point of arguing, and then with the arguing and the constant bickering and the fighting, you go into these moments where you separate yourself, and in separation you kind of get these epiphanies, and that can be a cycle, especially if you feel like the drama is a catalyst for the epiphany, and you feel like you kind of don't have these really grand intuitive moments without that. It seems a lot like there needs to be more of an internal balance. Yoga might really help in this particular situation. Meditating right in the morning as you wake up, just to kind of hear your guides give you that beautiful internal advice that you need to get you through the day, so that you're not kind of feeling, almost what I'm hearing is like silent. You feel like without the chaos, things are too silent, so you don't feel as though you're advancing in the ways that you'd like, because how do I know I'm not having these really big grand epiphanies? I'm not really suffering the way that I was, and a lot of us equate suffering to growth, not realizing that sometimes there's simply growth in the stillness. There's growth in doing nothing. There's growth in taking those moments to just be by yourself, fix the temple, make sure that the mind, body, and soul are functioning as one and together and are happy. You're kind of, the mind and body, I think, are kind of just here, and the soul is kind of doing most of the reaching at this point. You're not balancing out spirituality and practicality. Spirituality might even be one of those things that's just the icing on the cake. You live a very spiritual life, or a very connected life to source, and that's kind of become your whole identity. So when things are silent and when things are still, you don't necessarily know if you've been cut off, if you're descending, not ascending, right? So if you're kind of moving in that kind of downward spiral just because things are quiet, I have those moments too. I don't know any practitioner who hasn't gone through those moments where it's like, damn, it's just the silence, it's really getting to me. I don't know, did I do something wrong? Have I been cut off? No, sometimes your guides just really need you to get rest, but I don't think you're that type of person. I think you constantly need to be connected to something. You constantly need to feel like you're fixing something. You want to give off this kind, loving, nurturing energy. You want to show that you have all this empathy, and you want to show that you understand and that you really feel people on a soul level. But in doing so, you're kind of neglecting yourself, which is why you've been told to sit down, but you're not listening. So it's kind of become this addiction, this cycle of, if I put myself in this situation, if I try to help this particular person, or if I do this particular thing, maybe I'll get information from source, maybe I'll get that connection, maybe I'll get that conversation from my guides that I've kind of been looking for, that I haven't been hearing. And your guides are saying, we're not being as loud for a particular reason. You just need to relax. Not everything is a battle that needs to be won. Not everything requires, confirmation from us. Sometimes you just have to live life as a human, right? That's why you chose to be here. And yes, you are gifted, and yes, you are divinely connected to source, and yes, everyone is, but you've tapped into those abilities and you're utilizing them to the fullest to help other people. And yes, that's what we wanted for you, to live a life of righteousness and helping people and connecting to people, and showing people that they're not alone, and that you care, and that you understand them on a spiritual level. But that's not the whole soul mission. At some point, you have to just experience being human. At some point, you have to just experience life for what it is, without that outside connection constantly confirming everything for you. You don't learn anything if you're constantly seeking that validation. you create these problems for yourself because you're not taking the time to learn lessons and heal from those lessons, especially, if you're trying to overcome past life karma or break generational curses. You really have to start living in those moments. I feel like when you start to live in those moments, things become a bit clearer for you. I think that can be hard to accept, especially when we like that closeness, especially, from our ancestors and our spirit guides, or, deities, if you work with deities. We crave that closeness, but Spirit is saying that where you need to focus your energy right now is based on that connection with yourself. That's kind of where your energy needs to be right now. You can't afford to have it anywhere else right now, because you're creating stagnation for yourself. You're doing it to yourself. No one is, out to get you. No one is trying to curse you or hex you or create blockages for you. Sometimes we really do just unfortunately do it to ourselves. It's unintentional, but it's the reality of the situation. So now I'm going to go into my Sacred Geometry Oracle deck, and I am going to pull some cards for you, just to get more information on what it is that you need to be heavily focused on right now in terms of your own energy. What does Pile 1 need to be focused on in terms of their own energy, please? Where does their energy need to be focused on at this point in their life? I love this deck so much. And I have really tiny hands, so it can be hard to shuffle, but I love this deck. Ooh, okay. We're not going to take all of these because this is a lot. We're going to take the top one here and then this one here. So, change, number 12, third eye chakra, number 6. Passion, number 34. So I'm just going to read off the card. So we have number 12, which is change. And this says, the frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and birth of the new. It's almost like we were just talking about everything needing to be more pointed inwards right now. Number 6, third eye chakra. These cards are so pretty. The frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination and our psychic powers. 34, passion. The frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gems of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. Those are beautiful. So pretty much what we had just been talking about, when you give to yourself, when you pour your own cup, you get this full emotional fulfillment. Everything kind of aligns the way it needs to, which is beautiful. And then I'm just going to use my Reiki cards deck. Just to give a little bit more insight. Okay. Worry not. I love these cards too. I usually just use the Reiki cards on myself, especially if I'm doing like self Reiki and I need to figure out where I need to kind of heavily center the energetic focus so that I can release emotion. Can I get one more card, please? Bottom of the deck, intuitive awareness. Let me show it to you this way. I'm loving how all of the colors definitely end up corresponding, which is I always found to be so interesting when that happens. So the closing messages that I have for you here are, when you do the inner work, when you do the inward healing and you stop focusing so much on needing to use your gifts and abilities to help other people, your abilities within themselves grow. You take that time to utilize that energy more, shift it and move it to where it needs to be. You put a practice into, how do I word this? You start up a new practice and you utilize that practice every single day so that it becomes a direct extension of you and just your routine in general of like healthy habits to help keep you aligned and balanced and keep your connection, not pure, but clear and nurturing and just open. I feel like a lot of you are craving that kind of motherly warmth that you get when you connect with Source. It's very much, I understand you. You're not over exaggerating or over experiencing things. You're safe here. You need to be able to put that feeling into yourself without relying on Source to give that to you. The whole point of the journey is so that you grow to be more like Source. In which you are, but you have to unlock all of that. So you really need to spend more time with yourself and really nurture yourself and love on yourself a little more. Spend some more time with yourself, especially if being a healer is your choice of profession. You're not going to be able to get as many clients as you want or connect with as many people as you need to if you're like self-creating these blockages because you're not taking the time out to just rest. So this is what I've got for you, Pile 1. I hope I was helpful. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to post videos more frequently. But I hope I was helpful, and let me know how this resonates with you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. So if you chose the pendant, Pile 2, this is your reading. As I said, we're going to, as I said in Pile 1's reading, we're going to start off with Tarot, and then I'm going to move on to Oracle, just for, more confirmation and a little bit more in-depth information. And if I felt called to, I would pull a Reiki card for you, or a couple. Okay. What does Pile 2? Okay. Where does your energy need to go right now? You got the Sun in reverse. So I'm hearing you need to focus your attention on letting go. Dang. Interesting. So So here's what I've got for you, pile 2. I'm hearing that you need to focus your energy more on letting go. So it appears to me that you may have been an individual who lived your life more on emotional dependency. Like, you're very good at almost manipulating any situation to fit the need, to get what you need. Spirit is saying that you have the ability to manifest a brand new life of comfort and stability, but you need to come out of this kind of lack-minded mentality of needing to not, I don't want to say be emotionally manipulative, but it almost seems like that's what it is. It seems like there's a lot of, well, if I wait and I do this, or I wait and I say that, then I'll get what I need, but it has to be like in this particular manner. It's almost a very draining energy to be around or to come into contact with, because the minute someone hears from you, they know it's going to be a thing. It's going to be like, oh, okay, what do they need now? I feel like you do need help, and like the problem is figuring out how to just plainly ask for help instead of needing to do all of this other emotional stuff. It seems like people have kind of gotten to the point where they're like, okay, like, if you need something, just ask. I don't understand why you're doing all of this other stuff, because the other stuff is what's become so emotionally draining. It's almost like they say yes just for the sake of not having to deal with the emotional aspect of it, because you're draining them. And I mean, that's not to be rude, but I just almost feel like you're a little entitled. I feel like you're one of those people who knows that you're supposed to live a life of comfort. So it's different when you know that you're supposed to live a life of comfort, because you're trying to figure out how you're supposed to manifest that into this reality. And a lot of people, some people believe that they're not supposed to, they don't need to put in the same amount of effort and of hard work to achieve that stability. Spirit is saying that you need to put in the effort somewhere. People cannot keep going out on a limb for you, and they're not going to want to keep helping you if you're not going to want to do something to help bring in, that energy for yourself, that stability for yourself. Other people cannot provide you with the stability. You need to provide the stability for yourself. You got the 10 of Cups in reverse. Yep. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. I believe this is the 7. These are 7 or there. This might be 8. There's 8 of Pentacles in reverse. The High Priestess in reverse. The Knight of Wands in reverse. Jesus, the Star in reverse. Okay. I mean, okay. Pile 2. If everything could go wrong, it would go wrong. This is what I would expect to see just before I see the Death card or the Tower card, of needing to tear everything down to try and rebuild some type of stability on your own terms without having someone else do it for you, and of needing to start a fresh new cycle of independence, love, and growth. This is one of those harsh realities from your spirit guides that is saying you're not gonna have your manifestations met, you're not gonna have any wish fulfillments, you're not gonna feel like you can catch a break or catch your breath. You're gonna feel mildly disconnected, probably a little disoriented. It's gonna be a lot to process because you're not putting in the amount of hard work that you should be. This isn't saying that everything's gonna go wrong. I mean, you have the Magician and the Empress here. There's the potential to create some really great, beautiful stability for you, but you have to stop relying on other people to build the foundation in order to start that stability. This would be like marrying someone because you know that they can provide for you, or whatever the case may be, it's not going to have a very happy ending for you if you don't, start getting off your ass and putting in some work. And I know a good handful of you are going to listen to this reading and go, well, I am putting in the work. So what's that about? Well, it's not what you want to hear, but you may need to consider the fact that what you're doing right now, what you're putting the effort into, is not what Spirit had dictated for you in the first place. It reared its ugly head in. You kind of took the opportunity because you felt sort of an obligation to. You did it anyway, and it's not turning out the way you wanted to because it's not where Spirit needed you to be. It's created a lot of false starts. It's created a lot of, false narratives, possibly even workplace drama, just really high stress situations that now have put you in a situation where you feel like you need to ask others for help constantly because the situation itself is just so stressful for you. You got the World upright. Seven of Cups, options. Yeah. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Lost a new opportunity. Oh shit. King of Wands in reverse. Tower in reverse. Six of Cups in reverse. Five of Cups in reverse. Temperance in reverse. Wow. Okay. So this is for those of you who, because I was kind of speaking on it as I was shuffling, who did put in the effort, who are putting in the effort. Yeah, there was a bunch of opportunities that was presented to you, and it would seem as though you chose the wrong one. You missed out on an opportunity here that could have changed everything, that would have helped you build a strong, solid foundation, that would have put you in a situation where you could have really felt peace and a weight lifted off of your chest. This would be more of a situation where you didn't trust in your intuition. Your intuition told you one thing, but for some odd reason, the other thing probably looked a little better on paper. That's what you went with, and you kind of feel like, damn, this is what I'm stuck with. You would be correct. This is what you're stuck with for the time being. I do feel like with the World upright here, though, Spirit is telling me that there's going to be a new opportunity that presents itself to you that's going to give you an out. It's going to be stressful, and it's going to be confusing, and it's going to be a situation where you don't know which is the lesser of two evils, because one would put you in a situation that might not be the best for you financially and cause a little bit of hardship in the moment, but at the end of the tunnel, it's going to be amazing for you. Or you can stay where you're at. But when you do that, understand that there's the potential for you to be in this energy of like beggar energy almost, I want to say, because you feel like you're running out of options and you don't really know who to turn to at this point. And like I said, people are starting to get irritated with, constantly feeling like they have to come in and save you. For communication, to see the Death card in reverse. Yeah, you're not allowing. King, Knight of Pentacles, slow moving energy, and then turn around and have the King of Pentacles in reverse. When an opportunity presents itself, please take it, because you're going to be moving in the slow pace, slow moving energy for a good minute. If you don't, this isn't the start of something new either. I feel like it's something old coming up. Yeah. Lovers in reverse. I feel like whatever's happening here monumentally stresses you out. I feel like this is a situation where you kind of want to pull your hair out every day of the week. So when it comes to what you need to be focusing your energy on, the overall theme here is stability. There's going to be a bunch of different paths presented to you, and when they do, trust in your intuition. Please, you need to, because it's going to be the thing that helps you create stability for yourself, which is really where you need to be focused right now. Not on other people's stability, but your own. Okay, oop. These are my sacred geometry cards. So you've got, 10, authority. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. 10, which is also 1, which is both the ending and the beginning. Okay. Anything else? Got some green in there. Definitely working on that heart chakra. Needing to. Wow. Okay. Oh, interesting. We got number 12, which is change. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. Everyone is needing to change this retrograde season. And it's funny, I saw a tweet this morning. It was going off about what's happening next, like big astrological events, and it was a bunch of retrogrades and then like a blue moon, I think. Not a blue moon, maybe it was a red moon. I have to recheck the calendar. Anyways, at the bottom it was like plan for the change, implement the change, and then sustain the change, right? And I was like, that's so true, because you get into, when these retrogrades hit, you're told not to do anything spontaneous. You're told to not let other people back in. Just, really into the planning stages. And then once everything's kind of died down, you put those plans into motion. And once you put those plans into motion and they're kind of set, and that's the new reality that you exist in, then you figure out how to keep that going, how to sustain that. I just thought that was so on point. We have 29, which is healing. And this says the frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. Which is funny, because we were just talking about how to implement everything and keep it together, as well as building new strong foundations for yourself and stability for yourself without relying on others to do that. Because when you rely on others to help you do that in such a big way, where you like solely rely on that person, it's easy for you to feel like they can take that away from you, and you don't ever want to feel like someone has the ability to take away your stability. And then, I thought I was only going to do the 3, but I do feel called to pull the one on the bottom, which is 32, Merkaba, which I love because I actually have a Merkaba hanging above my bed. I always love when I get this card in any deck, not just this one, in any deck. But it says the frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to travel into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance, as well as merge the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. So the moon card didn't come out, but be aware that you might dream a lot of a future that you see for yourself, and that is a possible reality that you could have. And that might also kind of be why you have this energy and this air about you of like, I deserve to be living this life. You do, but you have to build that stability for yourself in order to get there. Even those who are like master manifestors, like, I don't think any like master manifester will tell you that they just think things and automatically get them. At one point, they did set themselves up to be on the path to receive that. It doesn't just happen overnight. So really focus on, you know, building that stability for yourself. And I am just going to pick one Reiki card just to kind of see what comes out for you. What do you have for pile 2? Ooh, okay. Removing negative energy, which goes hand in hand with the healing card and the Merkaba card, actually, especially if you're clearing up some past life karma here. You might feel called to take a spiritual bath or shower, depending on your personal spiritual, you know, what you believe in personally and spiritually, and what you practice and things of that nature. You might also need some Reiki. Not Reiki at first. There is I forget what it's called. I actually spoke heavily with the shaman, and she talked about how she kind of felt like Reiki was pointless at one point because all you're doing is kind of like maneuvering the energy that's already in there. There's another set, like an individual practice, where they actually will go through and remove stagnant energy that has no reason for being there, kind of to open up more doorways to allow for new energy to come through, which they can then work in and help manipulate through the body through Reiki. I forget what it's called, but you might want to look into that because you might have some past life energy blockages that you need to kind of have individually removed or just looked at so that you have an idea of what's going on. And then, you know, once some of that's removed, you can either sit with yourself for a moment and figure out what you need to do next to allow some of that new energy to come in, or just go into Reiki to have, you know, what energy is not old and stagnant and negative to be moved, you know, where it needs to be moved throughout the body, so that it's not stagnant in one area or building up in one area and causing you stress or pain or anything like that. With that being said, I am not a medical professional. Energy healing is where it's at for me. However, I'm not a licensed Reiki practitioner, so speak to a licensed Reiki practitioner. If you know what it's called, the process beforehand of removing the negative energy, without the overall title of just energy work, I know that there's a specific name for it. Speak to a professional who specializes in that and is licensed in that, because it's going to be really beneficial for you this month to kind of go ahead and have some of that energy removed. I feel like once the energy is removed, this feeling of tiredness, slowness, potentially laziness, entitledness, kind of lower vibrational energy will tend to it will subside because it won't be so pent up and built up in the body. Yeah, but that's what I've got for you, pile 2. I hope it was helpful. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Did it help you? Did it not? Did it resonate? Did it not? You know, sometimes things just don't apply, and if they don't apply, let it fly. Try another pile. Not everything is for everyone. I will say, however, you did intuitively pick this pile, so there might be some little crumb of information or confirmation that was needed here. That could always be the case too. But yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks for coming through. Bye. If you chose the evil eye bracelet, this is your reading. Hi, pile 3. Pile 2 did a number on me. I am just cleansing with some eucalyptus. This is not white sage, I promise. This is eucalyptus. Man, pile 2 was so like heavy on me. Shit. Okay. So, pile 3, this is going to be a reading on where you need to focus your energy this month. And when I say this month, I actually do mean the start of October, not the end of September. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Where does pile 3 need to focus their energy right now? Ooh. Where does pile 3 need to focus their energy right now? Okay. Interesting. Oh. Interesting. Pile 3. Your energetic focus needs to be on. Hold on. Oh, this is exciting. Okay. Yes. Okay. And one more. Cool. Okay. Pile 3. Your energy needs to be focused on new experiences. I'm definitely sensing that this is going to be a time where you need to rest, but not in the sense of like rest, like you need to be sleeping. I'm sensing that this is the time for you to get out into the world and really explore. I'm sensing that this is the time for you to try new things, reap the rewards of the seeds that you've planted. Really go out into the world and experience things, try new experiences. I said that many times. Spirit is just really reiterating that you have all of these options. You have all of these options to go out into the world and celebrate with friends and spend good time with friends, potentially even start a business with someone, really just moving forward into the next stage of your life. You may have gotten some dreams, or just if you daydream a lot, some slight visuals or visions of some places that you should visit or can visit at this time. That would be really spiritually beneficial for you. And when I say that, I don't mean in the sense of like you having some sort of big spiritual epiphany. It's more like these places were put onto your path for you to personally be able to experience. And when you go through with it, when you go to these places, things might happen, like meeting new friends, new deals, really being able to relieve stress and past life trauma. Especially if some of the places that you've been asked to visit have more to do with where you used to live or had strong roots in a previous life. I'm also seeing that you really have spent so much time gracing everyone else. It's hard to catch my breath. I imagine that that's how you feel quite often. Like, it's hard to catch your breath. It's just a lot. And you tell people that. It's just a lot. Spirit is saying, yeah, we know, no shit, it's a lot. We've been trying to get you to get up and get out and do stuff and explore. We have these places that we want you to go to and these things we want you to see. But you're not taking them. You're not going. And you're kind of giving yourself unnecessary, unwarranted, and unneeded stress. I'm also, hold on a second. Dropped a card. Ace of Cups. Excuse me. Wow. You definitely need a vacation. That's what it is. A fucking vacation. Couldn't figure out what it was. Can you believe that? One of the most simple words I couldn't even... Probably because you're one of those people who doesn't know the meaning of the word vacation. You hear vacation and you go somewhere and you work remotely. No, you need a vacation. And this vacation is going to be the start of something absolutely beautiful. It's going to be the start of some doors opening up for you, because you're going to meet a lot of people who you were destined to meet, who you were meant to get into connection with on this path. Your reading is great. Your reading is pretty simple. Pack a bag, Give someone else the keys. Make sure rent is paid 2 months in advance, and travel if you can. If not, then you need to plan. You need to plan for a vacation, like an actual one. Okay, the world. Yep. Okay, death in reverse. Oh my goodness. You know, we're just gonna go with these three. You need to have the ability to let things just be. You know, without death, there can be no rebirth. Without the ending of one cycle, there cannot be the beginning of a new one. You have options. You need to sit down and plan and start looking at your options because you need a vacation. You're running yourself into the ground. You're going to experience burnout. And I'm just going to say it because people have been saying it, but I think you need outside confirmation. You don't owe anybody a goddamn thing. You don't owe anyone a damn thing. Pack that bag, go on vacation, tell your boss you're going on vacation, whatever you need to do. If you're the boss, then you have no excuse. You need to, I mean, really, it's going to settle your energy, and it's going to open you up to so many things that you're destined to experience. You're going to miss out on so many opportunities, and the doors are going to start closing because you're not getting out here and meeting these people that you're supposed to meet. Okay. These are my sacred geometry cards. So you've got 30, which is integration. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. That's beautiful. Ooh, shoot. Okay. 23, dynamic. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. Wow. It's almost like I just said that. My apologies. Okay, and then we have number 9, which is allowance. The frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way, without judgment, without opinion, without fear, without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. Okay. I'm gonna pull one Reiki card for you. Oh, okay. I am not going to pull a Reiki card for you because you don't need it. It seems like spiritually, when it comes to the body and the spirit, you seem to be pretty well attuned to what you need to do. It seems more like you just need to take that step to get that mental clarity. So in the month of October, you're gonna really be asked to take those steps. So you're gonna, a lot more trips, meeting new people, going into new experiences with an open mind, and really just getting back to the enjoyment of life and not getting into the everyday rut of things, because when we allow ourselves to just melt into everyday life and continue on the same path over and over again, doing the same thing, it feels like early death. We're exhausted. There's no joy. That's not to say we don't love our jobs or love what we do in an everyday setting, but at some point we really do just need to calm down, take time out for ourselves, and experience all that life has to offer. And you know, the universe is divine and beautiful and will lead us to where we need to be. So when you get those invitations, or someone starts talking to you about a trip, just really think about it. It could be really beneficial for you in the month of October. So this is what I've got for you in terms of where you need to be putting your energy. I hope it was helpful. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below so that I know whether or not it was helpful. Yeah, and I hope you have a great rest of your day wherever you are. Bye.